Hi guys, and welcome back to another Madden 19 rebuild. This time we'll be going over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Quite a weird one, but it's going to be quite a hard one to do just because of the division they're in is insanely competitive, and to be honest, they're probably the worst team in their division. They've got the Panthers, they've got the Saints, and they've got the Falcons. So it's going to be very difficult to get past any of those teams. And that's 6 out of the 16 games of the season accounted for right there. So even just getting sort of a positive win ratio is going to be pretty difficult with this team, considering the team itself it's got a lot of holes. There's a lot of question marks around the team. They started off very hot this year. They actually managed to beat the Saints early on this year, but the team overall is, it's a strange one. They've got somewhat depth in some positions. So quarterback, they've got two decent quarterbacks in Fitzpatrick and Winston, and we're going to start with Winston in this one, just because he's got the star development, and Fitzpatrick is 35, so he'll probably either retire at the end of this year or regress down to sort of a 75, 74 overall. But Winston, he's 24, he's got star development. We'll try him for a year or two. He is only 80 overall, but with that star development, he could get up in overalls reasonably fast. We'll have to see. Wide receiver and tight end, they are stacked. OJ Howard, probably one of the best tight ends you can get in a rebuild just because he's young. He's got star development. You've got Mike Evans, Deshaun Jackson, and Chris Goodwin as your wide receivers, who are fantastic. Running back, a lot of mediocre guys, no one fantastic, so an offensive line is terrible. But anyway, onto the defensive line, it's good. They've got a lot of depth and a lot of decent depth. Besides Gerald McCoy, and Vita Vea is going to become a starter, a good one. But for now, he's only 78 overall, and he's got star development, but he doesn't tend to actually go up that high in overalls. So he'll probably be around 85 coming towards the end. But we'll take that. And Gerald McCoy, he is 30. Might look to trade him. I know it's quite a difficult one because he is very good, but he will regress massively. So we might look to trade him. Our secondary is terrible, so we're probably going to have to get new people in every position on the secondary. And our linebacker core is decent. Quan Alexander, very underrated. Levante David, very good. We're going to need new left outside linebacker. So we're probably going to focus on defence a lot in this one. So let's jump into some trades, and hopefully we can improve the team. So first one, we needed a good staple running back for the team. We're going to get rid of Fitzpatrick, Cameron Brate, and the second round pick for Leonard Fournette. Just because he performs so well in the sim. He's young, he's a good power back. Hopefully he can do well for us. And the next trade, this one took absolutely ages to work out. We're going to give up Gerald McCoy, Unryan, and Vinny Curry, who are moved to defensive tackle, for David Bakhtiari. Probably the best lineman in the league at the moment. He's 98 overall. He'll go up to a 99 easy. He's fairly young, so great trade for us. These two guys, Smith and Rogers, for a first round pick from the Vikings. Might use this in another trade. We'll jump into that one then. So we didn't actually need the first round pick. We're going to get rid of Golston, Allen, and Minter for Tack McKinley. He will get up to a 90 overall pretty quick. Another trade here, we're going to give up this random right tackle Newton to the Seahawks for a first round pick. Definitely worthwhile because he's never going to start on the team. Another easy trade, if you guys didn't know it, any middle linebacker will get you a first round from the Lions. Another trade here, Beckwith, who's not going to start for a second. And this trade this one took even longer than the other ones. We're going to get Keanu Neal for a first, Bowman and Jason Pierre-Paul. Both old guys, and Neal is going to be fantastic. And probably going to be the final trade, since we did trade or get rid of their strong safety. We're going to get Chris Conti and Peyton Barber for the Falcons' first round pick. And that will do it for the trades. The team is looking fantastic. Leonard Fournette, great running back. The O-line's looking a hell of a lot better. We've got greens in sort of every position there. Jameis Winston should be good. I think this team could do pretty well. The only tough thing is the division we're in. We're against a lot of good teams. We've got the overall up. We're we're going to try and outscore you type team. Our offense is fantastic. Our defense isn't great. I'm hoping Keanu Neal can do something in there from strong safety. He's sort of our only good secondary option in the team. Going to move Kyle Nassib over to defensive tackle. Just going to be traded away pretty much all our defensive tackles, but we have a lot of defensive ends, so we'll move them over. I can't see this team doing too well. defensively we're okay. We've got a lot of young guys, so I'm hoping, in sort of two maybe 3 years, will be a lot better than they are now. But Keanu Neal, definitely our best defensive player. Offensively, hopefully we can score a lot, get Jameis Winston some experience, and yeah, we'll jump into mid-season. So mid-season, we're 4-3. We're doing all right considering the division we're in. We did just beat the Bengals, so we've got Panthers coming up next. We don't seem to have too many big re-signings either. Brent Grimes, probably not going to bring him back just because he's so old. I think he's 35 or 36 now. He's going to regress massively, and he is only an 81 overall anyway. The Falcons, seems like getting rid of Keanu Neal, was a terrible decision for them because they're 1-6, but it is a very close division as expected. Sort of anyone can win this division any given year, especially if we're going to rebuild the Bucs a little bit. But anyway, Brent Grimes, he doesn't want a lot of money, but we're not going to bring him back just because he's way too old and his overall isn't fantastic. I know we don't have many cornerbacks, but he's not a good option for us whatsoever. Quan Alexander, we are going to bring back. Unfortunately, he's only 80 overall, but he's still a very good middle linebacker. Might see. I'll definitely keep him because he is one of the better middle linebackers in the league. But we might see if we can draft someone and maybe move him to outside or something like that. Adam Humphries we're going to keep just because Deshaun Jackson is going to regress at the end of the year. He is old. I did try and trade him just because his cap hit is around 11 million, and hopefully towards the end of the year, maybe next year, we can trade him and Adam Humphries can step into his role. But no one else besides that is probably worth a re-sign. I might lowball a few guys, see if we can get them in as backup. But besides that, I think it's probably best if we sort of just jump towards the end of the year. We might make playoffs. It depends sort of how we do against the divisional guys. So, jumping to the end of the year, unfortunately we didn't make the playoffs. We did beat the Falcons in week 17, but we're 7-9, which it's okay. It's a good foundation to build off. I'm hoping we got a lot of offensive stats. Defensively, I can't imagine we did that well. Offensively, we actually didn't do well. I thought Winston would be better than that. Only 3,800 yards. It's a good touchdown to interception ratio there. But unfortunately, I don't think that's enough yards. Might see what quarterbacks are in the draft, see if we can get someone in. But it's hard to trade away someone with star development who's so young, but he just doesn't perform that well. Leonard Fournette, did perform well. 52 broken tackles, over 1,000 yards. Deshaun Jackson, that is a great year. 1,100 yards with Mike Evans nearly at 900. The other guys sort of not fantastic, decent years. I expected better from OJ Howard there, but it's a lot of touchdowns overall. 6 for him and 9 for Mike Evans. Offensive line did fantastic. No one giving up double-digit sacks, which does happen a lot. Keanu Neal, that is a great year. 122 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, and I think he had around 8.5 sacks. I'll just check now. He had 8.5 sacks, so he led our team in sacks and in tackles and potentially interceptions with 4. So that's looking like Defensive Player of the Year status there for Keanu Neal. I did actually move him because I know he needs some experience and he was going to be our only good player on defence, or our only good secondary player on defence. I did move him to our backup, our sub linebacker spot, so he probably got a lot of extra downs or reps there. Let's see if he did get the award. I can't imagine anyone had a better year than that. Sort of 8.5 sacks, over 120 tackles, and 4 picks is a ridiculous year. He's not in the MVP race. That's expected considering he's a defensive player. But anyway, he will win Defensive Player of the Year. I can imagine that's the only award we're going to win considering no one else performed that well. I'll definitely take that though. He should get a hell of a lot of experience from that. He is only 23 and I think he has star development, so I'm sure that'll get him sort of up to around the mid-90s, hopefully the high 90s, around 96, 97 at the end of the year. But anyway, these are the awards on the screen. Like I said, I highly doubt we're going to get anything. Didn't get best receiver. I thought Deshaun Jackson had a good year. Well, actually, we do get best O-line with David Bakhtiari. That is surprising. Didn't expect us to get that at all. Definitely not best D-line or best linebacker. Can't imagine we're in there. Best DB. Keanu Neal does get that as well. So he should get a hell of a lot of experience points. Let's check it out. Offensively, not too many there. One on a few guys. Winston really didn't perform. Only 1 experience point. Not very good. But defensively, Keanu Neal with a hell of a lot of points there. That's good. Vita Vea with 2. It's an okay year. Vernon Hargraves with 4. Not sure how he got into the Pro Bowl, but we'll take it considering he got quick dev as well. He's probably going to be our number 1 corner for now, going into next year. Bizarre. If anyone, minor. He got Defensive Player of the Year, DB of the Year, and a Pro Bowl, and he went down to quick dev. But let's jump into free agency and the draft, improve the team for next year. Hopefully we can get playoffs there. So free agency wasn't very eventful. We didn't actually pick up anyone sort of a starter, I don't think. But this Stephen Franks, he's run a 4.24. He's got great deep route running, decent release. His speed should be unbelievable. So him combined with Mike Evans and I think Chris Goodwin, because we're going to trade to Sean Jackson. That's going to be a phenomenal lineup there for the team. 80 overall with 80 deep threat and 98 speed. He's probably going to be the fastest player in the league, I think. I think that is 4.24 might be what John Ross ran, but it might be a little bit faster. I'm not exactly sure, but that is a great pickup for the team. If we get a new quarterback in, we might get a new quarterback in, I'm not sure. I think this is Winston's contract year, so we might go with him for now and then see next year. But if there's a good quarterback on the board, we might potentially look at him if there's nothing else available. DJ Card does look good. That's a potential there. No one on the draft board is available, so we might go with him. Might see who else is available. We do need a free safety. He doesn't look that great, though. He's a early second rounder, and we're sort of in the mid-first. Mario Brown, he looks fairly decent. We do need another linebacker, actually. He is very young. Potential. I think I'm going to go with Mario Brown there. And he's a 77 normal. It's an okay pick. It's not fantastic. Yeah. I could have done better with that one. Could have done worse. You know, I'll take it. I'll sim through the draft now and sort of see how we do at the end. So this is the overall draft class. Mario Brown was actually taken in the second round, not the first, like I said. But yeah, it's a fairly decent draft from us. We've got a few starters in a few positions we did need. But this is sort of the talk of the draft. Spencer Pigeon looks unbelievable. Superstar development, 84 overall, 95 throw power, and his accuracy is already up there with the best in the league. That is, if I got someone like that, that'd be fantastic. And this is the other guy I was hoping we could get, Blizzard. He's a superstar overall as well. I was just looking at draft stories, I thought he would be, and Sean Breland was going to be the guy that I wanted, but we couldn't get any of those. They went first 3 picks, but we did still get a decent draft. Yeah, I'm sure we'll do better next year. So a fantastic trade to start off the year here. We're going to get Darius Leonard and a sixth, and we're only going to give up Davis Jackson and a first round for him, and he's the exact player we needed in the outside linebacker position. So another one, Dotson, who was aging. We're going to get rid of him and random right guard for Shaq Mason. And Shaq Mason's actually very easy to trade for, and Dotson was aging. Shaq Mason's pretty young, so it definitely makes sense to get him in. We're going to move the line around a little bit. We've got enough guys to fill in the positions we need. Not sure who exactly we're going to put where. Think it's going to be either Mason or Mewhort who go out to tackle. Marpet's very good where he is. Bakhtiari's definitely staying at left tackle because he's the position we need there. Centre, we've got a decent... Yes, so definitely going to be Mewhort or Mason. I think I'm going to go with Jack Mewhort, but I'll fiddle around with the team a little bit. Team's looking very good this year. We sort of only made one big trade to get in Darius Leonard. Potential playoffs this time. I can see us going 8-8 or 9-7 or something like that. So I don't know if that'll be good enough to get playoffs. It probably won't win us the division. Might be able to sneak in to a wild card round. But yeah, let's just go to the mid-season, see who we need to re-sign, and hopefully, we can push for playoffs this year. So mid-season, we're pretty much in the same spot as last year. Unfortunately, we're doing a little bit worse, and we are bottom of the division actually at 3-5. As you can see, very competitive division. Falcons have gone from worst to first, which I was hoping there's something we could do, but unfortunately we can't. We do have some big re-signings here. We have Keanu Neal. He's not actually too expensive, considering he's 97 overall. I'm going to offer him a little bit less. Just because we do have to re-sign Winston. I'm probably going to re-sign him. Keanu Neal will work that deal out. But yeah, Vernon Hargraves obviously we're going to keep. He's going to come in cheap. He's got quick development. He's on the up. He's very young at 24, so definitely worthwhile keeping him. Noah Spence, I think we're going to keep him as well. I think he is starting for us. He's not fantastic. He's normal development, 79. He'll be a decent backup in the long run, if anything. But yeah, Winston is a maybe. I'm not sure. I might leave him till the end of the year. I might lowball him now. If he takes it, he takes it. If not, I might leave it till the end of the year. He's performing okay. He's gone down to a quick dev, unfortunately. He's only 82. That being said, we do have weaknesses in other positions who we do need to draft. So, we'll see. If he doesn't accept this, we'll see at the end of the year. But anyway, we'll jump to the end of the year and see where we are. So, simming to the end of the year, we didn't make the playoffs, unfortunately. We went 8-8, exactly like I thought we would. Saints actually come bottom of the division. That is surprising. But as you can see, very, very competitive division. 8-8, and we still come third. And then the Saints got 8-8 and came last. But Winston did have a very good year, so I did end up re-signing him. It's not too expensive. I can imagine with those stats, he might go back up to a star overall. Leonard Fournette, not a great year. Mike Evans, that's a fantastic year. And OJ Howard with a great year. And Stephen Franks with a great year as well. That's a very good performance from our receiving core. You can't ask for better than that, really. Deshaun Jackson did actually retire, I think. So, yeah, we used the other three guys as our receiving options. Line did okay blocking. Keanu Neal with another great year. 126 tackles, 7 sacks, 2 interceptions. A lot of tackles for loss. So against the run, this team is unbelievable. But getting to the quarterback, it seems like 8.5 and 8. That's not too bad, considering our linebacker. Well, our linebackers are actually very good, actually, thinking about it. But our defensive line, overall-wise, aren't fantastic. They're all young, and our secondary does have a lot of holes. So I can't imagine we're going to get many sacks doing it that way. A lot of forced fumbles. I'm sort of where the team's going. I think we're on the right trajectory. I'm pretty, actually, 15th offense. I can imagine we're around middle of the pack defense as well. Okay, no, 27th defense. That's pretty terrible. I'm not sure. I mean, that's definitely not playoff worthy stats right there. But Jameis Winston did actually get into the Offensive Player of the Year. I'll definitely take that. And Keanu Neal wins Defensive Player of the Year back to back. That is fantastic. Stephen Franks, unfortunately, doesn't win Offensive Player of the Year. I was hoping he would. I mean, I don't think we have any defenders actually starting. The Lions seem to have had a good draft there with Gross and Lynch. Oh no, we actually have Sanders there. But, I mean, the team, we're doing okay. Like I said, we're on the right trajectory. We're young. I think next year, I know it's always a 3-4 year thing, but I think next year will be the year where we do go up. We've got a lot of XP points and a lot of key players here to spend. OJ Howard, who's now up to a superstar development, getting that Pro Bowl performance. He'll be in the 90s. He should be sort of around the mid-90s, maybe even up to a 99 next year, depending on how he performs. Team's definitely got potential. So let's jump into the off-season or the draft, see where we're at, and we'll go from there. So, bit of an unexpected one. We're actually going to trade Winston and Jensen for Minkah Fitzpatrick, because we did pick up a quarterback in this draft. So, as you can see, overall wise, we did okay. We got Sankey, who's a great strong safety. We're going to move him to free safety just because we need someone else in there. Fasano in the second round, who looks great. Overall, pretty happy with this draft. A lot of good depth pieces, but 2 very good starters. Starting free safety, who we definitely needed, because I think it's Justin Evans who we've got at the moment. It's not performing that well. And trading Winston, we needed a new quarterback, and Fasano looks fantastic. That left tackle was someone we were going to get in, and also Eduardo Haynes was someone we were looking at. But anyway, I'm pretty happy with the draft, so we'll jump into next year, get some trades. We've got a few final pieces who I think will take the team to the next level. I mean, with a new quarterback, hopefully he'll inject a bit of life into the team. Something Winston wasn't quite achieving. So first trade we're going to do, going to get Travis Frederick in for Aubrey, Carl Nassib and a 3rd round. 100% worth it, and we're probably going to play him at right tackle. And we're actually getting the whole Falcons offensive line, it seems like. We're going to get Grady Jarrett, and we're going to give up Dykes a 2nd and a 4th for him. Absolutely great trade for the team. So this is what the team looks like. We're up to a 91 overall. Fasano is going to lead the team. I didn't actually end up moving Frederick over to right tackle. We're going to keep him at centre, just because I think he'll perform very well there. Probably one of the best defences, definitely the best defensive line in the league. Defensively, we've bolstered up the defensive line a little bit with Grady Jarrett. Our secondary is looking a lot better now with our new Minkah Fitzpatrick and free safety in there. Let's see how we're doing in the mid-season. So in the mid-season, we're actually undefeated. Fasano has given us an undefeated start to the year. That is unbelievable. Obviously, we're top of the division. We're ahead by quite a little bit as well. So I can see playoffs for this team and potentially getting to the Super Bowl this year, considering we're 7-0. Keanu Neal, we did end up tagging him last year, so he wants pretty much the same deal we wanted last year. We'll up that a little bit. I'm happy to pay him considering he's been Defensive Player of the Year twice and he's up to a 99 overall, and he will accept that. David Bakhtiari, we need to get back. It seems like it's going to be a very expensive year. I think getting rid of Winston, getting rid of that cap hit will benefit us hugely. But yeah, Bakhtiari, oh, he actually wants a bit more money, but we'll definitely get him back. OJ Howard, superstar development, 91 overall. He wants a fair bit of money, but not actually too much, considering he'll probably be the best tight end in the league coming the end of this year, and he will rejoin as well. Leonard Fournette, I mean, we're going to have to get him back as well. It's a very expensive one. He's gone down to quick dev. He hasn't actually been as fantastic as I hoped he'd be. He's sort of flirting with 1,000 yards both years, so hopefully this year can be, you know, his big performing year. Tack McKinley, he's definitely going to come back. I think he's been sack leader last year, and the year before he got a fair few, so this year hopefully, you know, he can push through that barrier and get double digit sacks. Levante David is a maybe. I mean, he's obviously one of our best players on defence, but he is very old. He wants a lot of money and he wants a long-term deal, so maybe. Chris Goodwin, very, very good second or third receiving option. Him and the receiver we drafted in the first year are actually, you know, swapping between second receiving option. But he's definitely worth the money. And Justin Evans, we're not actually starting him anymore. If he'll take a cheap deal as a backup, we'll take him. But besides that, definitely not worth it. So we're going to let him go. Let's see him to the end of the year. Maybe we can remain unbeaten. Let's see. So going towards the end of the third year playoffs, I think it is now. 14-2. That is a unbelievable performance from the team. I knew it was coming. I knew we just needed that little stroke of luck on the season. I can imagine Fasano definitely had something to do with that. Second in the league in passing yards. Not very many touchdowns, so I'm guessing we got a lot of rushing touchdowns. We did. We got 19 from Leonard Fournette there. That 100% has to lead the league in touchdowns overall. Fasano with a great year, 72% completion. 27 to 10 is okay, but that many yards, I mean, that proves he sort of gets us near the end zone, and Fournette or Austin Eckler actually punch it in with 27 touchdowns between them. That's ridiculous numbers. Offensively, very good year from Mike Evans for 1,300 yards. OJ Howard also did great. Overall, very happy with the team. Offensive line, doing a decent job. Travis Frederick there doing ridiculously well, as anyone would expect him to. Defensively, it seems like we weren't actually on the field as much this year, so we didn't get as many stats. Keanu Neal, he only got 78 tackles. I didn't actually put him as the sub linebacker, so I guess that does make a big difference. So if you're looking to get someone a lot of tackles, potentially get Defensive Player of the Year, put a safety at sub linebacker, it seems. But the team overall, not very many sacks. Once again, good against defending the run. Any defensive touchdowns? None in there. So I can't imagine we're going to get any awards this year, considering our big hope was Keanu Neal. I mean, we might get Offensive Rookie of the Year with Fasano in there, but it looks like if that Patriots guy is a rookie, then he's definitely going to win it, which is very annoying, to be honest, but, you know, happens sometimes. We do get Coach of the Year, which is great. NFC Offensive Player of the Year, Fasano comes in 5th. Actually, yeah, Rookie of the Year, Patriots guy, he won't be on our side of things, so we'll definitely take that. Keanu Neal coming in at 10th. He's still in there, but he's not won the triple on his Defensive Player of the Year. We do win Offensive Rookie of the Year, and Sankey actually nearly comes in 2nd. I wasn't expecting him to, so that is doesn't nearly come 2nd. He does come 2nd, but overall, like I said, 14-2. This has got to be a Super Bowl overall team. I mean, 4 of our 5 guys are the top 6 offensive linemen in the entire NFC. So running the ball, we just got to sort of lean on that. I mean, throwing the ball, we are fantastic, but running the ball in seems like the way to go. So in the playoffs, we got a bye in the first round. Let's see who we're going to get in the second round. Actually, let's upgrade the players, see what upgrade points we're looking at. I can imagine Tack McKinley got a fair few. Frank's got 3, very good. Vita Vea got 3. Fasano only got 3 actually. I thought we would have got more, but I mean, we'll definitely take that. He's performing well anyway, so overall clearly doesn't matter to him. We're going to have a lot of confidence on the team. We're up to a 94 overall, so any team we're going to play, I can imagine we're the higher overall. And Frank's is up to 99 speed. That is unbelievable. That's ridiculous. He just got a speed upgrade. He's still star development. He's probably the best receiver in the league at the moment. I mean, he's 6'1". He's not, he's not very big-bodied guy, but he's just so fast. That sort of Tyreek Hill speed. I'm just amazed with how this team are there. They're absolutely fantastic. So we'll jump into the playoffs. We'll see who we get. Hopefully, we can actually get to the Super Bowl. This is definitely a Super Bowl caliber team. So we ended up getting the Vikings in our playoff game. I think we were 10 overalls or something higher than them, maybe 5 to 10. So this should be, in theory, an easy win. But it doesn't look like it's going to be, because we're down 3-0. We haven't scored. I mean, literally, as I say that, we just scored. We're up 7-3. We should be blowing them out, to be honest. But our team offensively seems like we do stall quite a lot. I mean, not many throwing touchdowns means if we can't punch it in with the run, we're not going to get anywhere. And field goals are just not happening in this game. We need to get something. We're down 16-7. Luckily, we are keeping them to not scoring too many points. So 16-14, coming into the fourth. It's going to be a very close one. We just need a field goal. No, now we need a touchdown. So it's 19-14. Let's get a touchdown. 22-14 with 4 minutes left. It looks like this could be... It could be over. Our playoff dreams. 29-21. 35 seconds left. I'm pretty sure it's over. Jake Elliott is... I mean, we did sign him. I signed him a fair amount, but he just misses so many kicks. I'm sort of probably never going to sign Jake Elliott again. The kickers seem to miss so many more kicks for me than they do for the team I'm playing against, which is quite annoying. Sort of, it happens sometimes. See, he did miss 2. They made all 5. There's only so much you can do. We'll sort of jump into next season. Hopefully, that will be the Super Bowl year. So the draft, it was okay. We got a good strong safety in the seconds. I sort of simmed it after the seconds. So anyone we got there, it happens. We got an outside backer who looks okay. Besides that centre we got's good. We're probably going to keep him there. He's actually a superstar development, if I remember correctly. Houghton there. So we got him. We're going to move Frederick over to right tackle now, I think, just because Jack Newhart is not doing it. He's not good enough. Forrest Jackson, probably one of the best receivers you're ever going to see. He's not as fast as the guy we drafted, but overall wise and all round wise, he's definitely better coming out of the draft than the guy we did get. But we'll jump into a few final trades and into the final year. So, great trade here. McElroy for 2 unneeded guys in the first round. And the final pick is we're going to get Carl Joseph for Noah Spence, Edwards, and Jack Newhart, who we're not going to use anymore. And Carl Joseph, we're actually going to move to an outside linebacker position because we couldn't get Levante David back. He did go to free agency. I did try and re-sign him on a 1 year, but unfortunately we couldn't get him. So Carl Joseph, here's a scheme fit. He's sort of a safety linebacker hybrid, sort of like Keanu Neal. So he should do okay in there. Hopefully, this is definitely a playoff caliber team. We're a 94 overall. Fasano, he's only quick dev, but I can imagine if he has another good year, he'll get up into sort of the high 80s and just take us on a very, hopefully, take us on the Super Bowl run. So I just simmed through the entire year this time, because it's going to be the final year. I didn't really bother with re-signings, and we went 14-2 again. The division has seemed to peter off a little bit. We seem to be dominating it. We're winning every game against division rivals pretty much, and Fasano had a ridiculous year. Sort of every touchdown he couldn't just punch in from last year, he managed to throw in this time. 51 touchdowns, 4,600 yards, 75% completion. That is unbelievable. Fournette also did have a good year with Austin Eckler. Between them, they did get 23 touchdowns this year. A lot of broken tackles. That's probably the best running back tandem you're going to see in the NFL. Those two guys, sort of just ridiculous. A lot of receiving yards for a lot of guys on there. And a lot of touchdowns. Adam Humphries actually managed to get 4 touchdowns with only getting 97 yards. But the team, overall, fantastic. The line performed fantastically. Houghton actually only gave up 3 sacks on his rookie year. That is great. And defensively, Keanu Neal potentially going for his 3rd Defensive Player of the Year stand there. That's a hell of a lot of tackles, a few sacks and a few picks. Unfortunately, this team doesn't seem to get many sacks. So if you're looking for sack numbers, the Bucs playbook is probably not where you want to go. But if you're looking to defend against the run and just get sort of a good stalwart defense, that's what they seem to be very good at. So, looking at the team, Sankey and Neal played the most snaps. But we'll jump into the awards. Hopefully he gets Defensive Player of the Year. I mean, Fasano wins MVP. With a season like that, it's hard not to. That should put him up sort of around the 90s, move him up to star development. He also wins Offensive Player of the Year. I mean, drafting him over Winston, fantastic. Blake Martinez actually beat out Keanu Neal. Quite disappointing, but we did get a lot of players on the Defensive Player of the Year list. This is definitely a Super Bowl caliber team. I know we're not very lucky when it comes to the playoffs. We seem to never perform that well, which is, you know, very unfortunate. But we seem to have people sort of winning awards for every single category. This has to be the year we win it. I mean, this is going to be the final year, so it is literally an all or nothing year. Hopefully we can get over that hump. We haven't got one yet. We got playoffs 14-2 2 years in a row. I mean, this has to be the year we do it. See, we got awards absolutely everywhere. But let's jump into the playoffs. See who we've got. Offensively, you know, we're the best in the league. Defensively, we're 5th. This should be it. I should just quickly see what experience points we have from the team. Fasano has 7. And our centre has, how many was that? Was that 5 or 6? He didn't even go to the Pro Bowl. That's superstar development. It just makes such a difference. If you get someone with superstar, they, I mean, literally, as it says, become a superstar within a year. But Fasano literally wins everything going. So we'll jump into the playoffs. Hopefully we can, you know, get to the Super Bowl. Let's see where we end up. So we're through to the playoffs. I've actually done this video a little bit shorter. Let me know if you guys, once again, got this far in the video. I want to see sort of the good length to make them. I think this one will be around about 30 minutes. That seems like a good time for a video. I think more than that will just be too much to watch. But if you did sort of get to this point in the video, let me know down in the comments by typing hashtag Super Bowl win. But anyway, let's see if we can actually make that happen. It looks like we're playing the Cowboys. It doesn't look too hopeful. We're down. Oh, we're not down. It's 17 apiece. They look like they're going to score and take the lead, though. And they do, 20-17. Going into the 4th. We need to get a touchdown here. Fasano can't actually lead us to the touchdown. It's getting very tight. They actually didn't go for the field goal. I think they went for the punt there. It looks like we should get it. We're in field goal range. And we get it there, 23-20. Jake Elliott luckily didn't miss it. I was expecting him to miss it, but fortunately he didn't. We do beat the Cowboys 23-20. Very close game. I mean, hopefully we can just win the next one convincingly. So this time we're against the Rams. Bit unfortunate to get the Rams at this point. Let's see if we can win. So going against the Rams, they are one of the best, if not the best, sim team, just because they have phenomenal players in pretty much every single position. When we get through to the rebuild for them, you'll see we'll have to do barely any trading or anything. But anyway, we're up. Oh, we're not up. We're down 14-10. It's a very close game, 21-13. They scored instantly as soon as we scored, 21-20. Going into the second half, it is so close. It just looks like no one can break the deadlock here. We just need a field goal to get in the lead. Into the 4th quarter, we're in field goal range. Come on, boys, punch it in. 23-21, but they somehow go straight down the other end. 24-23. We're in field goal range. Can we get it? 31-24. This is such a close game. I think they're going to punch it in. 31-31. It's going to overtime. Oh, it looks like they're going to get a field goal, and they get the touchdown. Very disappointed there. I was hoping we could get it. This I know it happens every time, but it seems like this was the best team we had. I'm not sure how they didn't at least get to a Super Bowl. Very disappointing, but you know, it happens sometimes. I mean, hopefully next time we can actually win the Super Bowl. I mean, we don't actually win that many Super Bowls considering the teams we build. If there's anything you guys know to do with the sim to make it so, you know, teams like this should be winning Super Bowls. We're 95 overall. If there's anything I'm doing wrong, let me know. But anyway, hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, like it, subscribe to the channel, comment down below on anything you would have done differently, or if you're enjoying the videos, and I'll see you guys soon for a rebuild.